Before we start, I want to introduce Birgit and Jörg, two of my really famous students who've been with me all over Europe. They are the Posh and Becks of urban sketching. Okay, so thank you guys for joining me in Brighton. So we
already regret it.
So we're just about to start day 2 of our workshop, okay? All the students have had lots and lots of yummy food. Some students have eaten far too much at breakfast time, so it could be a little bit of a slow start. We've had a fabulous breakfast of bacon, egg, black pudding, sausage, baked beans, lots and lots of fruit, lots and lots of yoghurt. Everyone is raring to go. The subject is just over the road there. We're going to be sketching today the bandstand, which is this amazing, iconic thing just along the front. There's somebody behind me shouting, so you probably can't hear a word I'm saying, but we're all ready to get started. Okay, so welcome everybody to a day in the life of me, Ian Fennelly, urban sketching instructor, working with Urban Sketch Course in Brighton. So what you're going to see today is a bit of an insight into how the day is broken down. So all the things that we get up to, rocking up on location, teaching all the different steps, helping the students. So just behind me here, we have today's subject, which is the Victorian bandstand along the promenade here in Brighton. And this is going to be our subject today. So we've just literally arrived. It's only 9:20. The weather is absolutely gorgeous. So we brought the weather along, especially so we kind of cater for every single aspect. The students are just setting up at the moment. They're getting all their chairs set up. They've got no idea what I'm going to be teaching them yet. They're hoping we're going to be sketching this bandstand, but I might surprise them and say, we're actually going to sketch Neil, and that'll really, really wind them up. But they don't know that yet. So we're literally just arriving, just getting started, and thank you for joining me on this journey through my day in the life of an urban sketching teacher. So welcome everybody to workshop number 2. Very, very exciting, okay? This is going to be our subject today. Not the bandstand, but Neil, don't go away, okay? I'm only joking. So we're going to do the Victorian bandstand today. It could not be more different from yesterday's subject of a series of deck chairs and seagulls and stuff. We will still get seagulls, obviously, but what we're going to do today is just focus upon that shape, which looks horribly complicated, but it's not. I'm going to break it down for you, keep it as simple as possible. So you can spread out and you can sketch it from wherever you want. I'm going to be here, okay? You can move a little bit further down there if you want. You can go over to that bench if you want. It doesn't matter. So you get yourself in a really good position now where you can see, and I will start in a few minutes' time. Okay guys, so this is my pre-sketch. So I did this a couple of days ago, and I always do pre-sketches where I get a chance to kind of work out all the main teaching points in the workshop, but also it helps me to kind of work out the basic composition, the tonal value, and also where the colour goes, and I can get a chance to show this to the students before the workshop begins. So what I'm kind of doing is planting a seed in their head about the big picture, you know, the kind of creative journey that we're going to be going on during this workshop. So these are really, really useful, I find. They're not always going to be the angle that I'm going to choose. The angle I've actually chosen for today's workshop is slightly different, because when I sketched this, I was slightly further down the promenade from a different angle. But it just helps me to work out all the main teaching points. So I've just shared this with the students before we got started this morning. So I've done the pen placement, which I didn't do yesterday. So let me kind of explain what this is. This helps me to visualize how to grab that and put it onto here without making any marks on the page, okay? So basically this is the top of the roof here, and then there'll be this little bit on top there, you see? So just watch my finger, the little hat on top. And then this is the darker part of the roof, and then this is the wider part, which then comes back in around here. Can you see like that? Then these are the pillars. Okay, obviously there's 1, 2, 3, 4, there's 7 of them. I've only put 2. So these are almost like the outside edges. And then this is the railing, and this is the railing that comes up and it drops down. So the steps would be there, see? Going all the way down. And then this would be the pavement at the bottom. This is where the pavement stops, okay, and the railings begin. And then this is the balcony just sticking out beyond that. So you've got all of these different layers, you see? But this is just helping me to scale it. So what I've done, because of the angle, which is different from that angle, because that angle was done from that bench, I've swapped the angle round. So this is going to be slightly further over to the right, so I can get more of the steps in. Does that make sense? Whereas yesterday, it was over on the other side, so I got more of the steps over on the right, you see? So if you're on this side, you probably want to push the bandstand a little bit further over this way, because obviously you want to get those steps in, because the steps are great. The steps are taking us into the scene, okay? The steps are believable. Otherwise, if the steps aren't there and you haven't got that little walkway going across, you can't kind of relate to the picture. And I also want to get some of the pavements in as well. You can see I've done them down at the bottom and I've turned it into like a little bit of a chessboard, okay? I kind of like the pavements, because the pavement is a bit like the stones yesterday. You know, it gives it some kind of like gravity at the bottom, okay? So that's the pen placement. You don't have to take a photo if you don't want to. I won't be insulted. But if you do want to take a photo, please do it now, because then I can start breathing again. And I've just finished demonstrating step one. So this is the outline of the bandstand. I've just used the N79 Tombow brush pen, using the fineliner part, just sketched the outline, really focusing on simple shapes and also scale, working my way right up to the very top, coming all the way down, through the steps, through the railings, down to the pavement, grabbing some contour lines, giving it some kind of context so it's not just floating in space. And then what we've got at the side here, which is interesting, we've got lots and lots of space, which we can then start grabbing stories later on. So we can start panning from side to side, maybe looking at some sailing boats or some flags, maybe some sandwich boards down here, advertising candy floss, toffee apples, rock, you name it. So we've got the opportunity here to really add to the story later on. So at the beginning, when we're sketching it out, we're just keeping it very, very simple. And if you look around over here, you can see all the students busily working away, cracking on with their sketches. Some of them are using pencils, which we're not going to talk about, we're not going to mention now. Okay, Anya, just don't worry about it, love, it's okay. Just a bit worried that you've got that eraser in your other hand, okay? Yeah, we don't mind pencils, it's when they've got erasers in their other hand that we get concerned. And the weather is just gorgeous. You can see all the umbrellas are up as well. Typical English weather. It'll be raining later, they'll need them because of the rain. We've all seen this, haven't we, guys?
Yes.
If you don't put this bit in, there'll be trouble. All right, just so you know, there'll be trouble. So I'm halfway through step two now. So after the initial Tombow brush pen stage where I captured the outline, I'm starting to go in with a fine liner. And I've just demonstrated this part to the students. So I've done a lot of work around the shelter here. And I've just started to hint at some of the patterns, but I'm not doing too much. So you can see a little bit here, a little bit there, a little bit around here. I don't want to overdraw it because obviously I'm going to paint next and I want the paint to have a life of its own. I've also popped the bike in, which kind of in reality, as you can see, was way over here. So already I'm thinking of how I'm going to compose the story of this sketch by bringing different elements in. So it's about halfway through step two. The students have just got started now. They're having the most wonderful, wonderful time in Costa del Brighton, okay? And we are going to crack on now with the rest of step number two. So this is one of my students, Maria. And Maria, you said you're struggling a little bit, aren't you, with the observation? Mm-hmm. So she's just found this little card here from the Cafe Bandstand Bistro, and she's going to copy that instead. All right, she's going to completely ignore me, completely ignore the angle, and just copy that little card. Okay, this is called urban sketching cheating, and she is in big trouble. We're having words later, okay?
No permission.
And here is the finished version of step number two. So I've gone over everything now with a 0.2 fine liner, worked in the bandstand, done all the kind of railings and the little bridge that goes across the steps coming down, and then also the pavement at the bottom, and obviously popped in the bike. So it's all ready now to start painting. I'm going to go around and show this to the students now because I'm just slightly further ahead than they are. So I think it's important for me as a teacher in this stage to kind of push on, get mine finished, so they can actually see how much information we need to put in at this stage, because what we don't want to do is overwork it, because if we start capturing all these really fiddly little intricate bits of ironwork and wonderful Victorian detail, it's going to restrict the flow of the colour. So some parts, like on the railings here, I've left fairly open and ambiguous, because the washes of colour will solve those problems for me. Okay, so we've just put the colour on now. We've just finished step 3. We've come into the studio because it's so hot outside. We wanted to get a little bit of shelter from the direct sunlight, and it's lovely and cool in here as well. So what I've done in terms of the colouring, I've started off with Prussian blue and transparent orange, which are 2 complementaries, and I've really let them play around with the underside of the bandstand. And then I've used the Prussian blue and the Indian yellow at the top, just to create some kind of tonal value and structure to this beautiful, beautiful Victorian bandstand. And then down at the bottom, I've used a combination of the complementaries, added some white, so the orange and the blue, and then just pinged in some of the railings and some of the kind of curly bits. And then I've used cobalt turquoise light to grab the railings. So here I'm actually showing the shape and the structure of the railings, but then I'm painting the water behind, so the same colour is jumping forward and the same colour is pumping backwards to give a sense of the water behind. But what I've tried to do is kind of channel this idea that we're on the seaside, there's lots of light, there's lots of kind of freshness kind of breezing through all of these structures and around the railings as well. So not just painting what you can see, but also trying to capture the experience of being here as well, which is really cool. So do you like my seagulls? So this is Dave, this is Sally, that's Cynthia, and that's Bill, okay? And they've just arrived in Brighton, and they're on a mission for chips. So I've basically just done this as a quick little demonstration sketch for the students, just using Tombow brush pens and fineliners, just so we can do it as a separate activity. Because what we don't want to do when we're incorporating things like seagulls into our picture, we don't really want to kind of practice in our proper sketch. So it's a good idea to do them as a separate exercise. So I've just demonstrated this to them. They've taken photographs, and then when we get onto the seagull stage, which is kind of part of the storytelling and the detail, we can incorporate these into the picture. So I've tried to find a view where the seagulls are all kind of flying off in different directions, so they look quite natural, different shapes, different sizes, different positions, but all of them looking very, very nasty. Okay, so this is where we're up to. We have ABBA playing in the background, Fernando, okay, which is a wonderful, wonderful track by an amazing band. I've just finished demonstrating to the students step number 4, which is a Tombow brush pen stage, and you can see we've worked on top of the colour, so it's adding a lot more depth, a lot more realism, a lot more strength and solidity, some really black shadows in this area here to bring out the bridge coming across, but also working behind the railings. So what's interesting about this here, if you look at that area, you've got the cobalt turquoise, which here is light against dark, but then the same colour, or the same value of colour, is then dark against light, which is a nice kind of little visual trick. Lots of grey down at the bottom to kind of ground the picture onto the pavement. We've used lots of grey around the bike as well, black and grey, and also a little bit of black down at the bottom of the tyre to give it kind of weight so it looks like it's actually sitting on the ground. Also, we've worked in some of the tonal value on the structure of the bandstand as well. And finally, and the students don't know this because I need to show it to them, is I've used the N79 and just the kind of brushy part of it, and I've just dabbed lots and lots of little dots here just to show the texture of the stony beach. I wouldn't do any more on that. I'd go off somewhere else now. Maybe do what Maria's doing. You see some of these pavement stones. Just capture some of those. Okay. You know, maybe do it as like a chessboard effect or something. Just alternate the tone. Three times a lady. I've done loads and loads and loads on this. It's not quite finished, but it's kind of getting towards finishing off stage. So just come and have a little look. Just come and see if you can pinch some ideas. I've popped a sandwich board in, which is advertising fresh crab, because I can. And this is kind of my finished sketch. I've done all the detail now, which has been great fun, to really tell the story of this wonderful place, this bandstand along the seafront in Brighton. But I've added lots of kind of little elements to it. So obviously put the bike in, but then I put a little sandwich board here, which says fresh crab, which is a big fat lie. It didn't say fresh crab, but it kind of could have done. I put a little umbrella parasol there. I did a few more kind of boats on the horizon, and then just really gone in deeper and deeper with the observation of all this wonderful Victorian patterning that we can see, all these beautiful like little curly bits of kind of wrought iron metal on these balconies, and it's just been such great fun to do. It's been a really, really enjoyable subject, and I think all the students have hopefully enjoyed it. I mean, they haven't been complaining too much. We've had music playing in the background. We've got Daft Punk playing at the moment, and we're just about to head outside to do the evaluation, the throwdown, actually in the bandstand. There might be a few people in there, but what we'll do, we'll just kick them out, so it's not a problem. So we're going over to the bandstand now to do the evaluation, and we've got Neil standing guard, making sure nobody goes in there, making out that we've kind of hired it for the next like 20 or 30 minutes or so, which is a huge big fat lie. So we've just walked into the bandstand now. Neil has very kindly been holding the fort for us, and we're just going to have a quick little throwdown now, and we're going to kind of evaluate what we've done. When I do evaluations for my workshops, it's a different type of evaluation every day. So today's is all about learning. So what I'm asking the students to do now is to tell me something they have learned in particular today, which perhaps they didn't quite grasp yesterday, because yesterday was the first workshop. So we're going to be talking about maybe things to do with colour, things to do with composition, things to do with tone, just something that they perhaps didn't get yesterday, but by today, because it's the second workshop, it's become really, really embedded. And we just encourage people to talk about whatever it might be, because everyone's different, everyone's got something different to say, and it's just a nice opportunity to look at everyone's work and hear how people feel about their learning experience. I've enjoyed it. It was a very, very, very different subject from yesterday, and tomorrow's is going to be very different again. I hope you appreciate that I picked something nice and easy for you. I mean, just look at it. It's so simple, isn't it, up there? It's really, really easy. But really, it was about capturing all those wonderful, fancy ironwork, Victorian patterns that we can see. And you've done a great job of it again. You know, I think there's several things that jump out, looking at them all collectively, is the range of tone from the colour. I think you've really, really mastered that transparent orange and Prussian blue, using the water, mixing the two complementary separately with the white and applying it, because there's such a lot of great range of tone going on. So thanks for watching, everybody. I hope you've enjoyed a day in the life of an urban sketching teacher. That's me, by the way, just in case you didn't notice. It's been a fantastic day. The results have been incredible. You know, we started off this morning, glorious sunshine, capturing the big shapes. We've worked our way through with colour, with tone, with detail. We've just done the evaluation, and now this evening we're going to go off and have a bite to eat, maybe have a few drinks, but before that, really important, we are going for an ice cream, and Rebecca's going to treat me.